Hey there. So, if you're learning Spanish, you have absolutely hit a wall with the verbs at some point. There's this one specific mystery that seems to stump almost everyone. But you know what? It's actually way simpler than you think. Let's solve it together.
Ah, yes. The question we've all asked ourselves. You learn that the verb dormir means to sleep. You learn that the yo ending is a simple o, so yo dormo should be right, shouldn't it? But nope, it's duermo. Where on earth did that you come from? This is the exact mystery we are cracking today.
Okay, let's just look at this problem visually. With a totally normal, regular verb like vivir, to live, it's super simple, yo vivo. The main part, the stem, viv, it never changes. But then you run into dormir, and that stem, dorm, all of a sudden morphs into duern. This, my friends, is what we call a stem-changing verb.
So let's give this thing an official name. These are stem-changing verbs. And here's the first thing to realize. Their endings are actually perfectly normal. They follow all the rules you already know. The only tricky part is the vowel in the stem, that main part of the verb. It just decides to, well, go on a little adventure.
But here's the really good news. This isn't just random chaos. There's a system, a code, and once you learn one single simple rule, this entire concept just unlocks. It all makes sense. You ready for it?
This right here is the golden key. Seriously, the stem vowel changes for pretty much every form except for nosotros, which is we, and vosotros, which is you all in Spain. That's it. That is the main rule. We and you all just stay normal.
And this is exactly why you'll hear language learners call these boot verbs. It's a great little trick. If you draw a line around all the forms that do change, siento, sientes, siente, and sienten, what shape do you get? It looks kind of like a boot, right? And who's left outside the boot, all on their own? Nosotros and vosotros. They don't get the change. It's as simple as that.
Okay, so we know when the stem changes, basically for everything inside the boot. Now we just need to figure out how it changes. And the great news here is there are only 3 main patterns to learn. That's it. Let's meet them.
That's the whole list, just 3 types of changes. An E can turn into an IE, an O can turn into a UE, and in some special cases, an E can turn into an I. Let's just break these down one by one.
First up is the one you're going to see the most often. E becomes IE. So a verb like sentir, to feel, becomes yo siento, or preferir, to prefer, becomes yo prefiero. You can really hear that EA sound just pop right in there.
Our second type is the one that started this whole thing. O becomes UE. This is our buddy dormir, to sleep, becoming duermo. Another really common one is morir, to die, which becomes muero. That O just kind of opens up into a UE.
And now for the last one. This one's a little different. It's special. You could almost think of it as a secret power that only a certain group of verbs has. The final pattern is E, changing to I. Now listen up because this is the most crucial part. This change only happens with verbs that end in IR. That's it. You're not going to see this with AR or ER verbs. So a verb like pedir, to ask for, becomes yo pido. Servir, to serve, becomes yo sirvo. It's a subtle change, but it's the exclusive superpower of these IR verbs.
Okay, I know what you're thinking now. It's the logical next question, right? You see a verb like preferir and a verb like pedir. They both end in IR. They both have an E in the stem. So how in the world do you know which one is E to IE and which one is E to I? And I'm just going to be honest with you. There's no secret formula for this part. You do have to memorize which verb follows which pattern. But, and this is a big but, don't think of it as memorizing thousands of random facts. Think of it like learning verb families. Once you realize that pedir, servir, and repetir are all part of the E to I family, it gets so much easier to remember.
All right, enough theory. The absolute best way to make this stuff stick is to actually use it. Let's try a few examples together and see how you do.
First, let's look at a common mistake you really want to avoid, and trust me, it's a funny one. If you forget that E to I change for pedir and you just stick the O on the end, you get pedo. The correct form, of course, is pido. And you really, really want to get this one right, because pedo means, well, let's just say it's a word for intestinal gas. A very memorable reason to learn your stem-changing verbs. Okay, first one's for you. How would you say we sleep well in Spanish? Think about the verb and, more importantly, think about who is doing the sleeping. The answer is dormimos bien. Did you get it? Remember that golden rule. The subject is we, nosotros. And where's nosotros? It's outside the boot, so no stem change. The stem just stays dorm. Easy.
All right, next up, how would you translate I ask for water? The verb you need is pedir.
And the correct answer is pido agua. The subject, I, yo, is totally inside the boot, so it has to change. And pedir is one of those special IR verbs that follows that E to I pattern.
Last one for practice, let's do a fill in the blank. Ella preferir café. She prefers coffee. What's the right form?
And the answer is prefiere. Ella is inside the boot, so it definitely changes. And preferir is in that huge, most common group, the E to I changers. See? You're getting the hang of this.
So let's do a super fast recap. What did we really learn today? Number 1, it's the stem vowel that changes, not the ending. Number 2, it changes for everyone except nosotros and vosotros. Just remember the boot. And number 3, there are just 3 patterns to know. E to IE, O to UE, and that special one, E to I, which is only for IR verbs. That's the whole system.
You came here probably confused about duermo, and now you have the entire system unlocked. The mystery is solved. So the only question left is, with this new knowledge in your toolkit, which part of the Spanish language are you going to conquer next?